Thank you very much for that presentation. I really like the way that we moved from talking about actually quite a lot of acronyms, but talking about the figures in the billions. I guess that kind of makes me glaze over a bit about what's available in the funding marketplace, but really boiling it down to the notion that SMEs can apply for innovation grants. Starting at the €50,000 level and moving on from that. Very practical stuff. And hopefully a number of people in the room will have seen opportunities there. As Jonathan said, there'll be opportunities to follow that up via his contact details and with some question and answers later on. Incidentally, we're going to try and do a Q&A session at the end of each portion of the day rather than trying to fit it into each presentation. So I would like to draw your attention to some of the opportunities there will be to talk to the speakers afterwards in the breaks and in lunchtime. Some of them have got some displays outside, and some of them are highlighted via these sort of pull-up posters here. The Essex Innovation Programme, which is the programme that's described on the pink one there, is something that Essex County Council have been running for a number of years. And over several years, we've helped, I think, in the region of 400 or 500 companies. The year before last, I think we helped 50 companies, and we accelerated that in the year that's the financial year that's just ended to support about approximately 100 companies. And we provide help in different ways, different types of help for different companies depending on what they need. We try to quantify the economic impact of the programme, and I think we calculated that the economic impact of last year's programme was something in the region of £26 million. So it's a real positive impact on the economy. One of the companies that we have engaged with during that process is a company based in Basildon called Motor Aid. And one of the ways that we're able to help the companies through the programme is through signposting them to sources of finance and helping them to apply. So I'm now going to invite Simon Croft, who's kindly given his time this morning, Simon Croft from Motor Aid, to tell us about his experience through his case study.
Good morning, everyone. Firstly, probably I should make clear, we have 4 businesses based in Basildon, of which Motor Aid is our holding company, but in particular I'd like to talk about RearClear today. Can I just see a show of hands of how many SMEs we've got in the room today? That's brilliant, because I think this could be quite interesting for you. Probably been through some of the frustrations that maybe you're going through or have been through in the past. So hopefully I can give you a little bit of a make things a little bit clearer on how we've progressed with our project over the last 2 years. Firstly, standing here today, I'm an extremely proud Essex man, and I can't believe as a county how forward thinking we are, and we have to thank the likes of Essex County Council and the people behind the organisation in really helping SMEs like ourselves push our dreams forward. In particular, later on in the slide, you'll see that there is an awful lot of help out there, in particular for funding too. It's great to see so many familiar faces in the room too, so that will make me a little bit more kind of hopefully laid back and not so stressed this morning. Firstly, has anyone heard over the last couple of years of the problems faced by cyclists in particular, of accidents caused by heavy goods vehicles due to poor visibility? Yeah? Well, our project commenced about 2.5 years ago. We had a customer of ours actually come and approached me and said, I've got a really great idea, but I've got no idea how to make it a commercial reality. And both my business partner Steve and myself, we'd been running businesses for a number of years, but boy oh boy how different it was in dealing with patent technology and trying to make a project like this, realised. It's completely different from running a business on a day-to-day basis, I can assure you. So it was a big wake-up call for us. So Basically, RearClear, the overview of our concept, we design automotive safety components, particularly in the field of wing mirrors for trucks over 7.5 tonnes. Our aim is to reduce road traffic accidents and fatalities on the world's roads. We think that there is a genuine problem out there, and I'm sure that you've seen on the news Boris Johnson in particular. It's one of his pet hates at the moment. And we also want to do this by using carbon reducing technology. I'm not going to go into too much detail regarding our design today, but I will be around, so please feel free to come and have a chat with me. Of course, one of the big problems faced with a lot of SMEs nowadays is access to funding. You know, we're kind of lucky in a way. We've got other business that help the funding of RearClear. But I'm sure that there's a lot of SMEs out there today that are, you know, they've come up with great ideas, don't have businesses, struggle to access funding. But what I want to make clear today is that there is funding available, but you've got to go and look for it. It's not going to turn up on your lap. We've been very, very fortunate. We've got out, looked for funding, and we've had some fantastic help from a lot of people in this room today. And we certainly wouldn't be here today talking to you about our project if it wasn't for those guys that have helped us along the way. Firstly, for us, we were moving into a field that we kind of knew not a lot about. So the primary goal for us was to get a really, really strong group of individuals around us to take the project to its full extent. So a requirement for us to start out with was somebody that had in-depth knowledge around product design. We didn't have that in-house. And also some people, to get some people on board that knew marketing concepts and how to make your ideas reality. Because I'm sure also in the room today, actually making that step to commercial realisation is also one of the biggest hurdles that you will face. From the start, you may think you know about business, but making it a commercial reality is something else. So we were lucky, we got 2 great consultants on board, and that was funded by Sarah and the Essex Innovation Programme. And one of those guys is sitting in the room here today, Graham at the back, who has been an absolute revelation for us. As well as John Hawker, based down in Suffolk. Those 2 guys really have assisted us getting where we've got today. We're almost there. We're probably about 6 to 9 months away from making our project a reality. So we're more than on the path to making it happen. Secondly, we also felt that we required a mechanical engineer graduate to help develop our concept, because we had no in-house people that could take care of, you know, the likes of CFD and everything that goes into a CAD design. We just didn't have the consultants or the people around us. So we decided to partner up with Anglia Ruskin University in Chelmsford, who've been absolutely brilliant. It's partly funded through the ERDF Low Carbon Keep programme in association with Anglia Ruskin University, as I said. And what it allowed us to do is bring on a mechanical graduate to basically solely work on our project for 1 year. We took our graduate on in October last year, and he's been working on the project, and he's come up with some real groundbreaking ideas that's allowed us now to hopefully realise the project. Our funding partners, as I talked earlier on in the slides, they are available, contrary to popular belief out there. I think everyone thinks we're coming out the back of recession and green shoots and everything else. There's no money. There is. but you've got to work hard at it. You've got to look for the right stuff in the right places, and I think this seminar today is a perfect opportunity to seek what you need. Even I will be speaking to Jonathan later, so you'll need to invest too. So, for example, the low carbon keep program, we also had to put in money each month. In our particular case, it's about £2,000 a month. Again, depending on how deep your pockets are or where you can get your money and funding from. I don't know how bad or good that sounds. But there are don't feel you're fighting the world, because there's some great help out there. Organisations to speak to in particular, and I think the majority of people who are here today, Invest Essex, Anglia-Ruskin University, ERDF and the Low Carbon Keep Programme, which I know there'll be a bolt-on slide to this just explaining what it's about. Also NWES too, MASS, so Victor out the back there, hi, and also UKTI too. They've also all been absolutely great help in gaining funding for our project. As I said before, consultants are available for every part of your business, so if you think you've got a weak area, I'm sure that Sarah and the team down there can come up with somebody suitable to help you. And believing Essex, it's a great place to do business. I do really need to speak to Penny later about doing something with the A12 at Boreham, but that's another matter. She'll probably kill me for saying that, but anyway. The funding benefits to business is funding available only for certain items. In particular, we've had, I would say marketing's been a big, sales and marketing in particular have been a bit more difficult. So you're going to have to look, long to get some money on board for marketing and sales. So we've been relatively lucky. We couldn't have pushed ahead at the speed that we've done. So, 2 years sounds like a long time for a project, but, considering all what you've got to do, it's probably not in the grand scheme of things. And we couldn't have afforded the high calibre of consultants, as everyone knows. Professional consultants cost. And we probably would have been looking around the bottom end of the bucket rather than the cream at the top without the finances that we had coming on board. So we've been very thankful for that. And funding allowed us to spend in other areas, as I said just a moment ago, marketing mainly, where it's difficult to get funding for sometimes. And the project may well have fallen apart. I can honestly say that without the funding, we certainly wouldn't be in the position that we are today. So final overview and objectives for us. I don't know whether you people realise that, but Essex has a great automotive tradition, and we aim as a company to keep that going. We're very proud to be involved in such a massive industry. Our ideas going forward are to design more automotive safety products to reduce accidents and fatalities, which I think every single person in this room wants. Reduce carbon emissions in doing that. As everyone knows, precious metals are, getting, there's less and less of them out there nowadays. Heated mirror elements take an awful lot of precious metals up. To have a sustainable and profitable business, I'm sure every single SME out there wants that. And consistently have consistent dividends for our shareholders too. So that's our aim. I just want to talk about the low carbon keep scheme. Unfortunately, Carol from Anglia-Ruskin University couldn't make it here today, so I've done a little bit of a favour, and I said I'd stitch a programme on the back of mine. So I just want to go over this very quickly, but it's a great programme. It's operated by the European Regional Development Fund. The offer is about knowledge transfer partnerships and formal partnerships between universities and businesses to develop ideas, which is exactly what we've done. We've got an idea, but we didn't really know how to develop it. So Anglia-Ruskin University down in Chelmsford helped us do that. And There are innovation vouchers available for short-term academic consultancy too, and there's also capital-only grants available for up to 40%, £4,000 towards capital purchases to make your business more sustainable. For example, LED lighting, software, 3D printers, etc. And who can participate in the low carbon keep programme? Small to medium enterprises, 249 employees or fewer, no more than 25% owned by another company, less than €43 million balance, etc. Less than €50 million turnover, based in Suffolk, Essex, Cambridge, Norfolk, Herts and Beds. And how much does it cost to get involved? The cost of the company is 60% of the overall value of the project. Of course, exact costs vary according to the project specifics, duration, type of graduate required and amount of capital. And the company contribution will be negotiated at a local level and will be fixed, so no surprises. And how do you apply? If you know the knowledge base you want to work with, contact the knowledge transfer or business development manager for the knowledge base and mention the scheme by name. In particular for us, obviously, as I said before, we went for the Anglia-Ruskin University, but I'm sure that it's not just ARU that are heavily involved in this. If you have a great idea but do not know who to work with, then you can contact the Low Carbon Keep programme team, of which I'm sure that Sarah and the team can make available to people that cannot see the screen in front of us. That was pretty much it from me. As I said, I'll be around during the morning time if anyone would like to talk specifics with me. But that pretty much wraps it up for me. Thanks very much.